Take place. The White House getting ready to host a first of its kind UFC fight on the South Lawn, and that event has sparked some controversy. Of course, it survived a legal challenge. It now faces another uncertain one. We're talking about the weather, of course, as Mary just detailed. So WUSA 9's Jacqueline Quinn is at the White House now with a guest, and maybe talking about what would happen if some of those strong storms really do move in. Jacqueline.
Yeah, we have a lot to watch right now, and we're just looking around at basically the perimeter. We see a lot of police. Think inauguration. That's just what the perimeter looks like right now. It's hard to come down here. You can't even pass by the White House. I want to just step a little bit out of the way so you can see the UFC claw here. That's where all the cage match is underneath that, and then those are the lights. That's what's peeking over the trees right now. But you can anticipate that there are going to be a lot of people, 100,000 people in attendance at least, and then we're going to be watching all of the storms here. And I want to bring in Cheryl Tyler now, who is very experienced in security, 25 years with the Federal Service, including Secret Service, former Secret Service, and you run your own company for 16 years, TL3. And so the first thing I want to ask is, we're going to have so many people here, okay, high-ranking members of the military, their guests, and then, of course, the people, you know, in our like local offices, elected offices. How do you prepare for something like this?
Going back on my experience with the Secret Service, there's a lot that goes into play, and it doesn't just happen overnight. This is months and months and probably a year out in planning this. You're coordinating with federal, state, local, every law enforcement entity within the city to try and figure out how to make this the safest environment. Number one, this area here around the White House is a safe environment and already has a lot of security protocols. So you compile that on top of making sure no one can get down the streets, get in unless they're invited, or however they set up their entrance to the event.
I can't think of the last time we had about 100,000 guests on the South Lawn, though. Is that going to make things different? I know the inauguration, you know, you have a lot of people everywhere around the streets, and then we're going to have viewing parties around here. But does that make it different when you have so many people in one area?
In one closed area, this is a little different because it is invited guests, so you know exactly who's supposed to be here. Unlike the 4th of July, when there's over 100,000 people on the White House, on the Washington Monument grounds, that's not as strictly covered the way going into the White House is. You are literally going into a secure environment, so there are a lot of protocols that are set in place already that people have to follow in order to get onto the grounds.
And can we also talk about contingency planning, because we said that we're watching the weather here. You know, it could be heavy showers, strong winds. What potentially could that mean? I mean, where would they move indoors?
There is no place to move indoors. What I saw on TV, looking on the inside yesterday, there was a news coverage of that. When you have that much metal on the ground, there are certain precautions that are taken, which is you can't have it. So they may put it off for a while if there's a rain shower that passes through, and then they'll pick it back up again. So there is no closed-in area other than this to be able to see the event.
Okay. And what about people around here? Do we need to know anything about that? Because not only will we have that viewing area here on the ellipse, but what about just the traffic around town? What would you let people know about?
The best way to get around downtown DC in this area is either metro or get somebody to drop you off and walk about 4 blocks over.
Okay, if you want to do that. Thank you so much, Cheryl. I really appreciate your insights. Okay, so I was looking up the fights. It's supposed to start at 8, and these storms coming in either before or around that time. So that is something that we're going to closely watch. But please be aware of the closures and the traffic if you're going to be moving about through DC today. For now, in DC, I'm Jacqueline Quinn, WUSA 9.
All right, Jacqueline, thank you. And as Jackie mentioned, there are many street closures. They go into effect. Of course, they've been in effect all weekend. We have it mapped out for you. Just text the word closures to 202-895-5599. We'll send you a list that you can keep right on your phone for a quick reference. Many Metro bus routes, they're impacted too. We'll have a list of those at the top of our website, WUSA9.com.